Welcome back to Her Rules Radio. This is Alexandra Jameson, your hostess, your success, life, business coach and mentor. And today I'm going to give you a little sneak peek into what I'm calling my mistake memoir, my diary of disasters, my big creatrix failures and triumphs. So to have an impact, to do work that is uniquely you and make a good living while doing it, it's a dream for many of us. And over the last 19 years as an independent, creative entrepreneur, I've been able to do work that I love while helping people grow and heal, all while earning enough to support myself and my family. It's a huge blessing, and it hasn't always been easy. I'm getting ready to lead another group of amazing women through the Rich Creatrix Mentorship, a group that begins August 15th. And I want to share with you 6 of the important lessons in creative entrepreneurship I've experienced and grown through. Here are some of the biggest challenges and blocks and lessons in my own journey to become a rich creatrix. So, number 1, supersize me. Yeah, I got kind of famous for a few minutes. My ex-husband and I created and co-starred in the Oscar-nominated documentary Supersize Me in 2004. And while we had countless media opportunities, we went on Oprah and the Today Show and more, and we spoke on stages all over the world, I didn't have a well-built platform or vision for my work to take full advantage of the spotlight. I had no idea our little indie movie would ever be seen around the world or that we might get nominated for an Oscar. I was a newly minted chef and health coach. My idea was to build a small client-based business, but there was no plan. The work of the pro creative requires planning to conceive of, create, and launch a painting, an art show, a book, a program, or a service as a creative entrepreneur takes vision, clarity work, success energetics, building a platform, and outlining possible steps to handle the influx of attention your work will attract. I've seen it time and again that it's never too late to start this process. Rich Creatrix clients that I've worked with in the last year, they've been in business for years as doctors, healers, coaches, consultants, yet they reach a point where they feel the need to reinvest in, reinvent, and relaunch their work. Like the saying in my new husband's tattoo goes, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. The second big disaster from my diary was divorce from a famous guy. Now, the heartbreak of divorce gets amplified in strange ways when your soon-to-be ex is famous with a capital F. Losing friends, dividing assets, and figuring out how to explain to my 2-year-old son why we were moving and wouldn't see daddy every day were hard enough. Letting go of the vision for my family was tough. Sadness, insecurity, pain, anger, and loss were all normal parts of divorce, my friends shared with me. Healing from infidelity, having internalized his indiscretions as my fault, that took years to heal. Learning how to reclaim my worth and voice through the process, while often seeing his face flash across the TV screen, was a different kind of issue. I had a deep subconscious belief that my value was tied to his fame. I didn't feel that I was enough without him. To claim my worth and value took time, loving support from mastermind groups I joined, counseling and coaching. To find my own voice as an independent, pro-creative woman and connect with my intrinsic value as a coach and leader required that I get out there and do the work on my own, in quotes, without a partner's name or fame to bolster me. Although we never really do anything on our own. And as we aim to build our own unique businesses, create our own art, find our creative voice and bring all of our skills and experiences to our work, we will all face this challenge of quote unquote feeling enough in some way. And I truly believe that with loving support and community, we can do it 100%. Number 3, the big disaster in my diary, in my mistake memoir, on becoming no longer vegan. So for over 10 years, I was a vegan chef. After Super Size Me, I wrote 3 best-selling vegan cookbooks, and I became professionally vegan. I went to animal rights galas and raised money to bring more plant-based foods and cooking classes to schools. And then I started to become gravely ill because I had an undiagnosed MTHFR genetic variation. I was chronically, dangerously anemic for several years. I could not absorb the iron I needed from plant foods. And that set up a whole host of other health issues, and I had to start eating meat. Now, chicken liver pate is now a daily snack, thank you. But going public that my vegan days were over was like throwing a bomb on my career and relationships. I lost dozens of friends, not just lost. Several made podcasts or wrote articles about what a traitor I was. The story went viral and brought thousands of comments, hate mail, and even a couple of death threats. Talk about ironic. Taking a strong stand about your beliefs and choices will have ripple effects that you can't anticipate. The friends, family, and community, and many of you here were part of that. Thank you, love you. The people that did stick by me became even more dear to my heart. And here's the thing, we need community that we can trust, will love us and respect us even as we pivot, evolve, and grow. One of my Creatrix clients recently told me during our 2-day private retreat that she was certain she would lose a bunch of friends as she began to open her new mental health practice and retreats for women. She said, "It's happened before, and I just know there are women who won't understand. I'll lose them." My question for her was the same that I've asked my son, myself, and my clients in moments like this. If they can't respect your authentic growth and evolution and accept who you really are they your friends? At the time of this big no longer vegan explosion, I joined 2 different masterminds with a coach and groups of women who became dear, lifelong friends. Not all of them, but a good chunk of them. And they loved me through these challenges and growth and the opportunities. When I got flamed online by negative comments, they came to my defense. And then when I got a book deal to share the whole vegan experience, which became Women, Food, and Desire, they cheered me on and celebrated me. Having a group of supporters, cheerleaders, and accountability partners as we grow and change has been a necessary part of my career. Women in the groups I create, like the Rich Creatrix Mentorship, often continue their own connections and support groups that exist long after my role as their coach ends. Number 5, the other disaster in my diary, shutting down the supplement line. Did you know that I once sold a line of supplements? I selected special formulas, created beautiful packaging, and worked on this massive distribution plan. After a few months, some legal issues came up and we had to rename several products, thereby throwing out tons of packaging and money. That same week, the company that fulfilled my customer orders changed their rules, and now I had to move thousands of units a month to keep selling products I'd created. After speaking with a few trusted friends and advisors, the choice became clear. I either had to double down and become a full-time supplement company, or I cut the entire line. There will be times as a creative entrepreneur when you have to kill your darlings, as they say, and step away from something you've invested time and money in building. For a few days, I was really sad. I was deeply disappointed, and I went into a raw pit of, I ruined it all. Why didn't I see this coming? I wasted so much time and money. And then I began to look around at all the other resources, tools, and creations that I had in my work and life. What did I want to focus on now? What could I do to recoup my investment? What was present that I could focus on growing? I still had private clients that I adored and created a new group coaching program that filled with 10 wonderful women. I remembered that failure is a part of growth and evolution. My supplement mistake showed me that products and programs might fail, but I will succeed. #resilience. The work of getting clear and refining the vision of your work and getting clear again, well, that's an ongoing process. But it can be done beautifully, gracefully, while still growing and making a foundational income with your creative work. Through investing, launching, and ultimately closing down a supplement line, I learned that I could make big mistakes and still feed my family. I discovered that my journey was taking a very different turn. And that leads me to the final mistake, or not a mistake. Let's call this that moment when you shake up the snow globe. And that was claiming my artist. Last year, I finally proclaimed my truth as an artist. After years of dabbling with watercolors and writing, by the way, at this point I had already written 4 books, but I didn't consider myself an artist. I couldn't claim it as myself for so many reasons. But I began investing in classes and spent more and more time painting. And after posting a picture on Facebook, I sold my first work to a friend. I've since created an online art gallery and just had my first group art show. It was so awesome. As an artist, I make mistakes all the time. I show up to the page, brush in hand, and often dribble or skew proportions or overestimate the amount of water I need for a project. At the beginning, with a great teacher, painting seemed easy. I mastered the beginning skills in a class and felt confident. At a certain point, I began to plateau and couldn't seem to get better. And finding my own voice as an artist, developing my own style, seemed impossible. It's true as an artist and as any kind of procreative or creative entrepreneur, you work so hard and yet you can't see the improvement you're hoping for. You think maybe it's just not for me, or maybe I'm wasting my time. The mistake we make as procreatives isn't the dribbles and skewed proportions. It's thinking that it should always be easy and that we should get everything right the first time. The bigger mistake is that if it's not easy and if we don't get everything right the first time, that we're a failure and we should give up. Failures and mistakes are how we learn and grow. It's about bringing yourself back to the work. To succeed as a procreative, whether you're a writer, consultant, doctor, coach, whatever, means taking planning, doing the work, taking risks, and continuing to show up even in the face of challenges. It's how I've managed to build this creatrix career and have an impact using my own specialties, passions, and experiences to serve. This is your invitation, dear listeners, to a very special 6-month group and private coaching opportunity with me. It's called the Rich Creatrix Mentorship and is open to 8 more women. 2 have already joined and we're capping it at 10. The process is simple. I have created a special link where you can grab a 20-minute slot so that you and I can talk privately. I'll send you a few questions in advance, and all that will happen is we will get on the phone together and we will talk about what it is you're creating, what the challenges are, and what your vision is, and whether or not we're a good fit to work together and whether the Rich Creatrix Mentorship is right for you. This is a no pressure conversation. And I have to tell you that one of the women who just joined, in our conversation, we got her so clear about what she could do, about what her vision was, that she immediately turned around, made some offers doing a new kind of coaching to a few friends, and has already made back the investment in the program, and we haven't even started yet. That's the power of this conversation. So I want you to go to herrulesradio.com/shop. That'll take you to my website. And the very first little banner says Rich Creatrix Mentorship Talk with Alex. Click that. It will take you to my calendar. You can grab a quick 20-minute private conversation with me so that we can chat about what you want, what your challenges are, and more. So again, go to herrulesradio.com/shop. Click the very first banner, Rich Creatrix Mentorship Talk with Alex. Grab your spot there. So if you're ready to let go of the old stories about what you're capable of, dissolve issues around visibility, imposter syndrome, creative blocks, self-trust, worthiness, overwhelm, and more, I want you to talk with me. This program is 6 months. It includes a 2-day in-person retreat in New York City this autumn, which is always super fun, inspiring, and amazingly clarifying for my clients. So go one last time. Go to herrulesradio.com/shop and click the Rich Creatrix Mentorship Talk with Alex button. Let's talk. I'll be back next week with even more. I cannot wait to connect with you. Bye.